What just happened to Elon Musk's son shows that no one can have it all. Life is full of ups and downs, and even the richest man in the world isn't immune from those ups and downs. Imagine being a father, only to find out your own son hates you and wants nothing to do with you. At just 16, he changed his gender, and Elon was tricked into supporting it. What's even worse is that he changed his last name and spilled dirty secrets about his father. What are those secrets, and what else has he done? What happened to him as a child that changed him this much? Join us as we look into what happened to Elon's son. The situation of Elon Musk's estranged son. Elon Musk, known as a father to many children, has often expressed his love for all of them, saying they mean the world to him no matter what. But as the saying goes, there's always a black sheep in every family. And for Elon, it seems that role belongs to his child, Xavier Musk, now known as Vivien Wilson.
Hey, it is Vivien Jenna Wilson. I'm just going to come on here and say that I'm doing well. I'm doing fine, actually.
Their relationship took a quick plunge during the pandemic. The trouble began when Elon claimed he was misled into giving consent for Xavier to undergo a gender transition. According to him, he thought he was merely approving puberty blockers, but later realized it was more than that. Vivien, one of 5 surviving children Musk shares with his first wife, Justine Wilson, officially filed a petition 2 years ago to change her name and gender. In the court documents, she stated the decision was rooted in her gender identity and a desire to distance herself completely from her father. It raised many questions. How did things get this bad? And what really caused such a rift between them? Tighten your seatbelts. This is the story of a lifetime. Vivien started transitioning at 16 during the chaos of the COVID-19 pandemic and claimed Musk wasn't supportive at first. After many discussions, he eventually gave consent for her to begin hormone therapy and puberty blockers, but he later claimed he was pressured into signing the forms. In an interview, Musk recounted that doctors warned him Vivien might harm herself if denied care. He agreed, though he later expressed regret, saying that the treatment had, in his view, destroyed his child. While discussing the situation publicly, he repeatedly referred to Vivien using incorrect pronouns, adding fuel to the fire. Musk didn't hold back his feelings, claiming his child's choices were influenced by what he called a woke mindset. He even went as far as to declare that his son, Xavier, was gone forever. But Vivien, now living life on her own terms, didn't let these comments slide. She responded strongly, showing the same boldness her father is famous for and making it clear she was standing firm in her identity. The discord between father and daughter is deeply painful to see. Musk, a man who has often portrayed himself as a family-oriented individual, now finds himself estranged from one of his own. Before talking about Vivien's response, it's important to understand what led Elon Musk to speak about her in a public interview. Musk explained that he decided to move SpaceX's headquarters out of California because of a new law called Assembly Bill 1955. This law lets schools keep a child's sexual orientation or gender identity private from their parents. The law was signed by California Governor Gavin Newsom on July 15th this year. When Jordan Peterson asked Musk why he was speaking out about this, Musk shared a personal story about his child, Xavier, who now goes by Vivien Jenna Wilson. Musk called the situation wrong and said adults were influencing kids who are already confused about their identity. He explained how, during the pandemic, he was convinced to sign papers for one of his older children, thinking it was just about helping them. Musk said he was told his child might harm themselves if not allowed to start treatment. He later felt misled and said he didn't fully understand what he was agreeing to. Peterson argued that claims about higher suicide risks were not true and that depression and anxiety were the real causes. Musk agreed, saying that the people pushing these treatments were harming kids and should be punished. Musk said he felt like he lost his son. He explained how the term dead naming makes it feel like the person is gone forever. He also expressed regret about puberty blockers, saying he didn't know they could cause long-term fertility issues. According to a Mayo Clinic study published earlier this year, puberty blockers can lead to permanent fertility problems. The study said these drugs stop puberty by blocking the production of hormones. Musk was clearly hurt by the experience and said it made him determined to fight what he called the woke mind virus. He said he had already started working on it and wouldn't stop because this isn't just one of his projects, it's deeply personal. Vivien Musk had made her announcement about being transgender back in June 2022, at the age of 18. It seemed like she had been waiting for the legal age to make her move. Along with coming out, she petitioned to officially change her name from Xavier to Vivien and even dropped her father's surname, choosing her mother's instead. She made it clear she wanted nothing to do with Elon Musk, saying she no longer wished to be connected to him in any way. If it were possible to change her DNA and erase any biological ties to Musk, she would have done it without hesitation. Just as Elon has referred to her as dead, she also considers him dead, at least until he says something that angers her again. This is where it gets even more interesting. Many people dislike Elon Musk, even on his own app X, but when his own daughter joins that group, it raises even more questions. Vivien didn't hold back when responding to Musk's claims that she was dead. She took to Threads to address it, saying Musk was still playing the victim and telling a sob story about how his child was influenced by external factors, refusing to take any blame for their broken relationship. She found his statements cliché and boring, calling his narrative overdone, and asking if this was really the best he could do. Vivien accused Musk of trying to shift focus away from her claims of childhood neglect. Vivien didn't stop there. She responded sarcastically on Threads, saying his false claims were so ridiculous they were almost funny, adding she must look pretty good for someone who's supposed to be dead. In an interview with NBC, she described Musk as quick to anger, uncaring, and narcissistic. She shared how he often yelled at her for acting femininely, criticizing her for having a high-pitched voice.
I'm formulating a response and whatnot. It's being worked on,
She said it was a cruel experience. Vivien also addressed his latest comments, saying he was upset because he no longer had control over her. She said he was angry because people around him saw him as a controlling and immature person. But that wasn't her problem anymore. What made the situation even worse was Musk's open support for Donald Trump during the U.S. elections. When Trump won, many Democrats felt hopeless. For Vivien, it confirmed her decision to leave the United States. She shared her thoughts on Threads, saying she didn't see a future for herself in the country. Even if Trump's presidency only lasted 4 years and anti-trans policies didn't happen, she felt the people who voted for him were here to stay, and she didn't want to remain in a place like that. Vivien's early years with Elon Musk. Everything we've just heard is only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the messy relationship between Elon Musk and his daughter. The love that's missing between them is something Elon's money cannot buy, and Vivien, caring little about what anyone thinks, decided to fight back just as publicly. In an interview, she made it clear there's no mystery to Elon Musk's personality. If he seems tough and mean online, it's because he actually is. She called him an absent father who was cruel to her as a child because she was queer and feminine. On Musk's claim that he was tricked into signing the documents for her puberty blockers, Vivien said this wasn't true. She explained that, although he hesitated at first, he eventually gave his consent knowingly, as it was required from both parents for her to begin treatment. Vivien said Musk's recent statements crossed the line. She believed he thought she would stay quiet and let it go, but she wasn't going to let lies about her spread to millions without responding. She said Musk had never been a supportive father for as long as she could remember. Despite having joint custody, he was rarely present in her life, leaving her and her siblings to be cared for by their mother or nannies. And even when he was around, he berated her constantly. She described him as cold, quick to anger, uncaring, and self-absorbed. She also said that when she was a child, he harassed her for showing feminine traits and pressured her to act more masculine. Musk even told her to try to lower her voice when she was as young as 4th grade. She recalled one painful memory from a road trip that turned out to be a promotional event for one of Musk's cars. She said he yelled at her repeatedly during the trip because her voice was too high. She called the experience cruel and said it showed how he treated her growing up. Musk didn't respond to a request for comment. Wilson and her twin brother were born to Musk's first wife, author Justine Musk. The couple divorced in 2008, and Wilson mentioned that her parents shared custody of them between their homes in Los Angeles. Musk, 53, is one of the wealthiest individuals in the world, thanks to his roles at Tesla, where he's the CEO, and SpaceX, which he founded. He's also become a prominent political figure, endorsing former President Donald Trump for another term in the White House this month. Musk has 12 children, including Wilson. Now a college student studying languages, Wilson has largely stayed out of the public eye and never given an interview before, but in 2022, she gained attention when she sought court approval in California to change her name, which also included distancing herself from her father. In the court filing, she stated that she no longer wanted to live with or be related to him in any way. Wilson told NBC News that she was surprised by the media attention her court filing received when she submitted it at 18. She explained that she still stands by her decision, though she might have phrased it differently if she'd known the level of attention it would get. She added that she hadn't spoken to Musk in about 4 years and refused to let him define her. She emphasized that she is an adult, 20 years old, and that her life should be shaped by her own choices. Musk recently drew attention to Wilson when he spoke about their relationship in an interview with psychologist and conservative commentator Jordan Peterson, streamed live on X. He claimed that he didn't support Wilson's gender identity and said he lost his son. He used Wilson's birth name, often referred to as a dead name by transgender people, and stated that she was dead, killed by the woke mind virus.
Your son is dead. So my son Xavier is dead, killed by the woke mind virus.
In a post on X, Musk shared on Monday that Wilson was born gay and slightly autistic, and claimed that, at age 4, she showed certain gay stereotypes, like loving musicals and using the word fabulous to describe certain clothes, but Wilson told NBC News that these stories weren't true, even though she did act stereotypically feminine in other ways as a child. She also responded to Musk's comments in a series of posts on the social media app Threads. Wilson wrote that Musk didn't know what she was like as a child because he wasn't around. She added that during the little time he was present, she was relentlessly harassed for being feminine and queer. She expressed how she felt reduced to a stereotype, saying it said a lot about how he views queer people and children. In recent years, Musk has shifted to more conservative politics, and he's been outspoken against transgender people and the policies that support them. This month, he stated that he was pulling his businesses out of California to protest a new state law that prevents schools from outing transgender children to their parents. Musk has spent years criticizing transgender rights, including medical treatments for transgender minors and the use of pronouns different from those assigned at birth. He has promoted anti-trans content and even called for the arrest of those who provide trans care to minors. When he bought X, formerly Twitter, in 2022, he rolled back protections for transgender people on the app, including the ban on using dead names. In his interview with Peterson, Musk admitted that Wilson's gender transition was a key reason behind his move into conservative politics. He said that after the transition, he vowed to destroy the woke mind virus and felt they were making progress. Wilson was also mentioned in a biography of Musk written by author Walter Isaacson. She told NBC News that the biography was inaccurate and unfair to her. The book referred to her politics as radical Marxism, quoting Musk's sister-in-law Christiana Musk, But Wilson denied being a Marxist, even though she said she opposed wealth inequality. The book also referred to her by her middle name, Jenna, which she wasn't happy with. Wilson mentioned that Isaacson never reached out to her directly before publishing his biography. Isaacson, however, said he contacted her through family members during a phone interview on Thursday. Christiana Musk, Elon's sister-in-law, didn't respond to requests for comment. Wilson shared with NBC News that she had considered speaking out about her father's behavior for years, but couldn't stay quiet after his recent comments. She pointed out that she never got an explanation for why her father spent so little time with her and her siblings, and now sees his actions as strange. She said he was present maybe 10% of the time and had joint custody, but he wasn't really there. At the time, she didn't realize how unusual that was. Wilson came out twice, once as gay in 8th grade and again as transgender at 16. She doesn't remember how Musk responded to her coming out as gay. By the time she came out as transgender, the pandemic had started, and she was living full-time with her mother, who was very supportive. The pandemic gave Vivien Musk a chance to escape what she described as her father's cruelty. She didn't want to go over to his house once COVID hit, calling it lucky timing. When Wilson was 16, still a minor, she wanted to start treatment for severe gender dysphoria, but needed both parents' consent under California law. While her mother supported her, Musk was initially against it. She texted him about it for months, and he eventually demanded they meet in person. By the time they met, it was clear they had a lot of tension between them. She gave him the medical forms, and he read them twice, once with her and again on his own, before signing them. He knew exactly what he was signing and was not tricked. Wilson took puberty blockers before moving to hormone replacement therapy, which she said helped her and other transgender people thrive. She added that these treatments save lives and shouldn't be misunderstood. Wilson also expressed frustration about how teenagers are pressured to prove they are at extreme risk of self-harm before being approved for such treatments. She felt judged by both Musk and Peterson during their interview for not being considered at high risk. She said she had been made to feel like she had to prove whether she was suicidal to deserve medical transition, calling it absolutely mind-boggling. And now, the big question remains. What about Elon's other children? Do they share the same feelings as Vivien? Or do they have a different experience with him as their father? What you're about to hear will blow your mind. Elon Musk's bond with his other children. The tech mogul has 12 children from 3 different women, including one who tragically passed away in 2002. With 11 living children, Musk has a large family, even though his marriages haven't been successful. He has 6 children with his first wife, Justine Wilson. Their first son, Nevada, died as an infant. After that, they had 5 more children, twins, and then a set of triplets. Later, Musk had 3 children with musician Grimes, whose real name is Claire Elise Boucher. He also had twins and another child with tech executive Siobhan Zillis. In a 2023 interview on Today, Walter Isaacson, who wrote a biography about Musk, discussed Musk's views on family, explaining that Musk believes people should have more children and personally wants to have a large family. But is it just about having children? We already know about Vivien, but how does Musk relate to his other children? Let's get into it. As for Nevada Alexander Musk, born in 2002 and passing away the same year, Musk and his first wife welcomed their first child together, a son named Nevada. Tragically, he died from complications related to sudden infant death syndrome at just 10 weeks old, as reported by the New York Times. Musk shared that he held his son in his arms as he passed, stating in a February 2022 email that he felt his heartbeat. But in November 2022, Justine Wilson disputed Musk's version of events, writing on X that she had been the one holding Nevada as he was declared brain dead after a sudden infant disease syndrome-related incident. Despite the public debate over the details, Wilson emphasized that it was one of the most sacred and defining moments of her life. After Nevada's death, Musk and Wilson welcomed twins, Griffin Musk and Vivien Wilson, who were conceived through in vitro fertilization, according to a profile by the New York Times in October this year. In May, Musk shared a post on X, commenting on a photo of him and his son Griffin at an American Express event in Miami. He wrote that Griffin, his eldest son, was with him at the event. Griffin and Vivien Jenna Wilson, twins born in 2004, have become known for their strong opinions about their father in recent years, with Vivien particularly vocal, as mentioned earlier. After welcoming twins, Musk and Wilson had triplets in 2006, 3 boys, Kai, Saxon, and Damien. The exact birth order of the triplets isn't clear. In August 2024, Musk posted another photo on X, showing him meeting the Prime Minister of India with 2 of his boys. He identified them as Damien and Kai. Saxon, another of the triplets, has been mentioned by Musk multiple times on X. In January 2021, Musk shared that Saxon, then 14, believed 2021 would be a great year. He agreed and wished everyone the same. In June 2022, Musk also posted about Saxon, suggesting the idea of a World Party Day to celebrate the entire world. Damien, the third triplet, also caught his father's attention when Musk posted about a video showing Damien playing the piano during a visit to a senior living community. Just 2 years after the triplets were born, Musk and Wilson divorced in 2008, as reported by NBC News. Musk was married twice to Talulah Riley, but they never had children. Elon Musk and Talulah Riley's love story was full of twists and turns. They met in 2008 when Talulah was 22 and Elon was 37, fresh from his first divorce. After a whirlwind romance, they were engaged just 10 days later. Talulah, a woman who believed in no before marriage, married Elon in 2010 in a lavish ceremony, but their happiness didn't last. They split in 2012, with Talulah walking away with $16 million. But their story didn't end there. A year later, they remarried, only for Elon to file for divorce again in 2014, later withdrawing it. In 2016, Talulah filed for their third and final divorce, stating they were better off as friends. Despite the ups and downs, they always maintained a close bond and continued to support each other. Their relationship was full of contrasts, from their 20-year age gap to their differing views on love and life. Talulah was a virgin when she met Elon and was incredibly shy, preferring simple joys like fruit juices over alcohol. Their life together was hectic, focused on work and Elon's growing empire. Despite their complex relationship, they remained friends even after the divorce. Talulah was even involved when Elon acquired Twitter, texting him about her concerns with social media. After their split, Talulah moved on and got engaged again in 2023, with Elon sending his congratulations. Their strange but beautiful bond remained, proving that love doesn't always follow a straight path. Then news began to fly that Elon was once again with another woman, Grimes. Elon Musk and Grimes are one of the most surprising celebrity couples of recent years. When they first appeared together in 2018, many people couldn't believe it. Musk, the billionaire CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, seemed so different from Grimes, a Canadian musician known for her creative and futuristic music. But their story proves that love can happen in unexpected ways. Their relationship began on Twitter. Musk, who loves making jokes about technology and science, was planning to post about artificial intelligence. He discovered that Grimes had already made the same joke years earlier in one of her music videos. Musk was impressed by her intelligence and creativity, so he reached out to her. They started talking and realized they had a lot in common. By May 2018, there were rumors that the two were dating. The rumors became official when they attended the Met Gala together. Musk wore a tuxedo, and Grimes looked stunning in a futuristic black and silver outfit. Their appearance together surprised everyone, and the internet quickly exploded with memes and jokes about their unexpected pairing. Grimes soon became Musk's biggest supporter. She defended him on Twitter when he was accused of trying to stop Tesla workers from forming a union. She also stood by him when people criticized him for donating to Republican political committees. Grimes said it was the price of doing business, but her comments received backlash from her fans. Their relationship was full of public moments that kept people talking. Grimes attended Musk's Hyperloop pod competition with him in 2018, along with his children. They also showed up at events like the Kardashian-Jenner Christmas Eve party, proving that they were comfortable mixing with Hollywood celebrities. One of the most famous moments in their relationship came in August 2018. Musk tweeted that he was considering taking Tesla private at $420, funding secured. The tweet caused a lot of trouble, as the Securities and Exchange Commission investigated it. Musk later said he chose the number 420 as a joke to make Grimes laugh. The situation ended with Musk paying a fine and stepping down as Tesla's chairman. Despite some public challenges, the couple seemed to have fun together. They shared a love of unique and unusual topics, like Genghis Khan and Mongolian history. In 2019, when Grimes performed at the Game Awards, Musk was there in the audience, cheering for her and even giving her a standing ovation. But their relationship wasn't always smooth. In 2018, Musk and Grimes unfollowed each other on social media, leading people to believe they had broken up. But just a few months later, they were seen together again at a pumpkin patch with Musk's children. It was clear that their bond was still strong, even if they had ups and downs. By 2021, their relationship faced new challenges. Musk moved to Texas for work, while Grimes stayed in Los Angeles. Musk told reporters they were semi-separated, but still loved each other and got along well. He said Grimes and their son were staying with him sometimes, even though they lived in separate houses. Grimes later described their relationship as fluid. She said Musk was like her best friend, and they still spent time together, even if they weren't always in the same place. Their relationship was never ordinary, but it worked in its own way. It was a mix of science, art, and two very different personalities coming together. What made things more complex is that they had children together. Elon and Grimes had a son in May 2020. Originally named XAE-12, the child's name had to be changed to XAE-12 to comply with California's birth certificate laws. Musk explained that the name was pronounced X-12. He clarified that while the idea of the name came mostly from Grimes, the X represents the letter, the E is pronounced Ash, and A12 was his contribution. Musk and Grimes split in September 2021, but later reunited before separating again. In December 2021, they welcomed another child, a daughter named Exa Dark Sidril, via surrogate. Grimes spoke to Vanity Fair in March 2022, explaining that the name was pronounced Sidir-El, and that they often referred to her as Y. She also shared that, despite their complicated relationship, they considered themselves best friends and lived in separate homes. They didn't expect others to understand their unique relationship dynamic. In the interview, Grimes shared that she and Musk had always hoped to have more children, aiming for at least 3 or 4. After the article was released on March 10, 2022, Grimes tweeted that she and Musk had broken up again, but by June of the same year, they had a new addition to their family, a son named Techno Mechanicus Musk, nicknamed Tau. A review of Isaacson's biography in September last year confirmed the birth of Techno. Grimes also posted about him on X, mentioning that while she wanted to show how cute Techno was, her main priority was keeping her children out of the public eye and asked for privacy. Later that same month, Grimes filed a court petition to secure her parental rights after her breakup with Musk. While Grimes and Musk had their on-again, off-again relationship, Musk welcomed twins with Siobhan Zillis in November 2021. Isaacson described Zillis as Musk's intellectual companion, especially in the field of artificial intelligence, since the founding of OpenAI. The twins' names were revealed in Isaacson's Time cover story, along with a photo. A profile of Musk in the New York Times in 2024 reported that he had built a $35 million family compound in Texas to house all his children and two of their mothers. Zealous moved into one of the homes on the compound with their children. On September 8th last year, Zealous shared a video on X showing her twins running around, with one of them shouting, "I love you." Additionally, Musk and Zealous welcomed another child in 2024, but the name and gender have not been made public. Musk confirmed the birth in June this year, telling Page 6 that close friends and family were aware of it, and that not issuing a press release didn't make it a secret. In the end, no matter how big his empire gets, it's clear that Elon Musk's most complicated venture will always be family. Do you believe Vivien's anger toward her father is justified? Could there be a chance for them to reconcile in the near future? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Also, click the next video shown on your screen. You will enjoy it.